my gosh, trying to get myself situated here. Good morning, everybody. How is it going today? All right. Okay, we are here because you want to learn something about how to use AI, right? AI is like, it's been the buzzword. It's been around for a while. There's a lot of content out there that talks about how to use AI, right? We all have our own way, right? How many of you use AI in your business right now? How many of you have I've thought about it, but you're a little nervous to maybe use it because you're afraid that maybe it's going to take the human out of it? Monica, all right. So there's always two people. There's two types of people. There's people who are like, I love AI. And there's people who are like, I don't want to use AI. Okay. I haven't found anybody who's kind of in between, right? Like I haven't. If there is somebody cool, I want to meet that person. I just haven't met them yet. I love AI, and my husband's I'm not the AI person. So we have two different mindsets in our household. But I'm going to show you today why I like AI and why and how I use it. Because the thing is that, hold on, I'm making 1 minute, one little prompt here because I'm going to give you some prompts today that you can use. But the thing is, AI can be your friend or it can be your enemy. Okay, you choose. It's up to you. And it's all in how you use it. So the thing I want you to think about is, how many of you have ever put a listing on the market the day after you get the listing appointment signed? Listing agreement signed. Literally nobody. Oh, Anna has. Okay, one person. Was that the most smooth transaction you've ever had? Okay, Anna's the exception. Great. Usually it's not. Usually, unless I have time to prepare a listing for the market, unless I've got at least 30 days, right? Or at least, I can do it in a week, but when I have more time to prepare, it's going to be a better result, right? It's going to look better. It's going to be smoother. It's going to be less it's going to be systematic. It's going to be a better result. A buyer typically is not coming to you today and they're going to write an offer tomorrow, right? What do they have to do? They have to prepare. They have to educate themselves. They have to learn, right? So that's what I want you to think about. Yeah. See, Anna said it's usually rentals. Okay, that might be a little different. Fair. Okay. Joy said, I did one in 4 days this month. It feels like craziness. Yeah. If I had you guys, I literally want at least 2 weeks to get a home ready for the market, just because there's so much of marketing, right? I can't scramble and try to get marketing, try to get prep materials, the sign ordered, marketing remarks, listing paperwork filled out, get everything all within a short period of time. It's you literally can't do anything else, right? Because you're scrambling to try to get this ready. So AI is the same way. I want you to think about it that way. When you're scrambling to use AI at the last minute, it's going to feel like, oh God, maybe that doesn't sound like me. Or your content that you're posting is going to look like everybody else's content. So the thing with AI is that you want it to be you. You want it to be you. So I'm going to give you my top 3 do's and don'ts. I'm going to start with the don'ts first of how to use AI in a way that is actually going to help your business. Okay. So I was trying to get this all formatted pretty. It doesn't look very pretty. You guys are looking at a PDF. Okay, we're just going to share a PDF with you. Let me get this ready. How do I want to size this a certain way. Whatever. Okay, you guys are just going to see what I see because I can't figure it out. Okay, so here are my top 3 tips for AI. A, don't be lazy. Here's an example of a lazy prompt. Give me a 30-day content calendar. Help me write a caption for Instagram. Lazy. Don't be lazy. You know what happens when you're lazy is your content says, come embark on this journey with me. And you have 55 emojis in a 5-word caption. I see some people laughing because you've done it. And you know what I'm talking about because you read people's content like, let's embark on this journey together. Okay, how many of you actually say that in real life? Do you ever go to a client and be like, let's embark on this journey? No, we don't. And if you do, I'm sorry. I'm not trying to make fun of you.
What'd you say?
Oh, that was okay. Maybe an accident. I'm not trying to make fun of you. I'm not. What I'm saying is that that's what everybody on Instagram and Facebook and social media is saying, because that's what AI says. So we don't all talk like that. We all talk our own way. I speak my way. You speak your way. So don't be lazy in your prompts. Say, help me write a 30-day content calendar. Cool. That's lazy. Lazy. Okay. So that's the number one tip I've got for you when using AI. Don't be lazy. Okay. Second tip I've got for you is this. Don't copy and paste the response into your final document without proofing it first. So if you're asking AI for content and you're just pasting it without actually reading it or proofing it, that's a mistake. There's a couple of things you need to understand about, especially if this is for content, like if you're looking at content for social media, okay? And I'm saying this not to insult anybody, but people read at a grade 5 level on social media. And what I'm talking about is when you are sitting there, how many of you have seen these posts where it's like just a big blob, a big paragraph of a bunch of rambling? It looks like someone probably just spoke into their phone and said blah, 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 and didn't proof it. That's what happens when you don't actually like read content before you post it. So I like to use an app called Hemingway app. Hemingway app is an app that you can use that you can actually plug your content into, and it's going to tell you what grade level it reads at. And you really want to aim for a grade 5 level or lower, especially for any written content. Email marketing, website, blog, social media, like grade 5 level or lower. Not because people are incompetent, not at all. But when you're looking at things on a computer, people are going to get distracted because they come in. So if you give them less ways to get distracted by reading things at a grade 5 level, by using shorter words that are not salesy speak, words that are not real estate jargon, words that you actually use, and you put paragraphs, you use 2 to 3 sentences per paragraph and then a space, and then 2 to 3 sentences per paragraph and then a space, and then 2 to 3 sentences per paragraph. That's the best way to write content. So don't be lazy, and don't use the content without proofing it through something like Hemingway app. Now, I have been asked this question before. Can't I just tell AI to write it in a grade 5 level? You can, but that's probably going to make you not read it before you actually post it, which is why I say to put it into another app and actually read the content first before you do that. Because when you allow yourself time to actually read it, then you're going to see there's going to be some things you're going to be like, oh, I wouldn't actually say that. And you can read it out loud. My favorite practice that I do before I put any content out there is I read it out loud. I don't just read it in my head. I read it out loud because I want to hear what it sounds like. And if that doesn't work for you, record yourself, do a voice memo on your phone and read it in the way that you're saying it. Read it in your tone. Read it and then listen to it back and see what it sounds like, because it's going to be what it sounds like in someone else's head. So that's my number 1 tip. Okay, number 2 tip. Okay, number 3 tip is this. Don't rely on AI as a crutch and forget that you are a human, and forget that you are smarter than AI. We are smarter. Yeah, AI is an awesome tool, but just so you know, AI is trained by humans. It is invented by humans. A computer did not invent AI. A human invented AI. So you are smarter than AI. So don't rely on it as a crutch. Use it as a tool to help improve or speed up. I like it because it speeds up a lot of things. Like it's made my content creation faster. But it didn't start. Andy has a link to Hemingway app. She can throw that in there for you. It didn't start work being faster for me. It started out being slow. AI started out being something I actually didn't, it was like, it's taking me so much longer. But how many of you have learned something new in your lifetime? Okay. Yeah. We've all learned something new, right? We've all learned something new. And every time we learn something new, do you feel like a complete idiot the very first time? We've never it's like, oh God, I feel like a total idiot. And it's really uncomfortable. Like, I don't know about you, but I don't like to be an idiot. I don't like to feel like that. I like to feel like, yeah, I got this, right? But I didn't just get this because I skipped over the learning part. I didn't just get this because I skipped over all the prep work in the beginning. I got this attitude because I put my head down and I learned how to use something effectively. And now it's like, okay, I teach it. And to all of my coaching clients, I have a whole module, whole sections. I have whole training documents on how to use AI because I firmly believe in the power of it. I use it for listing remarks. I use it for everything. I use it to create spreadsheets. It's really, really, really freaking cool. But I use it using these do's. So I'm going to give you the top 3 do's. Okay. I told you what not to do, but I'm going to tell you what to do now. And I'll give you a couple of bonuses. We actually have a couple of prompts here that you can use if you want to try them. Okay. So the first tip that I have for you that's a do is train your AI. Train it. So you can do it through prompts like this. I am a real estate agent in Tacoma, Washington. I want you to fully comprehend my business, customers, target audience, and goals. Ask me 25 questions so that you can create all future content optimized for the best results. Do you a favor. I'll put it in the chat for you so you can copy and paste it right now. You can train AI through using prompts like that. And what's going to happen is AI is going to shoot out 25 questions because you told it what to do. And when you're telling it, hey, I'm a real estate agent in Tacoma, Washington, it's going to make sure that it gives you specifics for what to answer about your city and state. I want you to fully comprehend. When you say, I want you to fully comprehend, you're telling the computer to fully understand what you're doing. So when someone says, I want to fully comprehend something, or when you want to fully comprehend something, what do? You ask a crap ton of questions. To fully comprehend something, you ask questions, right? You don't just ask one question. Like, how many of you have gone on listing appointments before? Right? And when you go on a listing appointment, I really hope that you're asking questions. You're asking a lot of questions. You're not just asking one, you're asking 50 or more questions is usually what I'm asking. About 50 questions when I go to a listing appointment, because I want to fully comprehend their goals and to see if I can help them. Same thing with AI, right? I want AI to fully comprehend my goals so that I can help, so it can help me. So I want you to fully comprehend. Okay. Another way you can do this, hey, stop doing that. Stop. Sorry, dog issues. All right, another way you can do this is you can copy and paste content that you've already created, and you can ask AI to analyze it for you. So you can say, hey, based on the information I'm going to provide you, I need you to help me decipher a few things so I can improve my marketing. Okay, based on the information I am going to provide you, I need you to help me decipher a few things so that I can improve my marketing. There you go. Based on the information I'm going to provide you, I need you to help me decipher a few things so that I can improve my marketing. I know I'm missing a few words in that sentence, but there you go. You got the gist. Okay. When you do that, AI is going to be really cool, and it's going to tell you, yes, I know exactly everything I need to know about you. And when you paste that in there, you're going to say, here's what I need you to decipher. What is my brand voice? How many of you here, what's your brand voice? Do you even know what a brand voice means? Does anyone know what that means? Some people don't. Some people do. But AI is going to be really helpful for you and tell you what it is. And then you can agree, oh man, I am very transformational. My brand voice is very empowering, transformational, motivational, and results driven. That's my brand voice. How many of you agree with that? That's what AI told me. Okay. Transformational, motivational, empowering, and results oriented. Yeah. That's 100% my brand voice. Nina's like, yeah. He's like, I know. Nina and I had a good call yesterday talking about this. Okay. But also, you can put content out there. Like, you can go back and look at some of your best performing content. So I'm going to give you all some homework, and I want you to do this today. I want you to go back through your Meta Business Analyzer, business tool, and I want you to find your best performing content in the last 2 years. Because I bet you a year and a half ago, you were not using AI as much as people are today. I want you to find the top performing content that you wrote yourself. I want you to plug that into AI. And I say, I want you to do this prompt. Based on the information I'm going to provide you, I need you to help me decipher a few things so I can improve my marketing. And then ask it, what's my brand voice? What's my mission? What's my values? Train your AI. The better you train it, the better it's going to work for you. Okay, and the third file, what happened here? How come it got so weird? Hold on, I gotta reformat this. This is driving me nuts. Sorry, you guys. There we go. Okay. I'm like, driving me. I don't know what happened there with that formatting. Okay. So then the final, the second tip I have for you is to be as detailed as possible in your instructions. So I'm going to tell you what I mean. I mean detailed. This is where I'm talking about prep work up front. You got to do the planning work. Okay. I'm a planner. You all know that. I'm a planner. Plan. You got to plan. Okay. So here's a detailed instruction. Based on my story, create a 30-day content plan that conveys my passion for what I do and the value I bring to the real estate community. This 30-day plan is intended to prime my audience and begin to build brand awareness so that I can promote my high-ticket offer. My high-ticket offer is currently active with minimal clients. I want the program to fill up fast. The format I follow is value, offer, with the CTA being to book a call or join my Facebook group in that order. Include suggestions for my personal Facebook page and Facebook group, but understand that my main platform for reaching people is Instagram. Therefore, I like short-form content, talking head, video, images, and carousels. I remain active in my Instagram stories and use that to convert my audience. Ensure that you write the content in storytelling format because, as you know, facts tell, but stories capture emotion and make sales happen. The content must be in my brand voice that we've identified and position me as the go-to expert in real estate. Your complete understanding of this task is crucial for my long-term success. Okay. Detailed. Would you agree that that is a detailed prompt? How many of you have written a detailed prompt like that before? Never. I was like, wow, I've never written anything like that. That's so cool. You know how quick I got the answer? Literally the next minute. And yes, Suma is right. I am a storyteller. I talk about telling stories all the time. I am telling AI the story of what I want. So I am super detailed because what happens is when you are detailed, when you tell it, you're going to get exactly what you want. It's an awesome tool. It's awesome. Because I'm going to tell you, if I were to sit there and try to create a 30-day content calendar to do all of those things that I want to do, it would probably take me a few days, to be honest with you. Now, what AI spat out for me was a really good response. 30 days, including Facebook group, Instagram, some prompts. It did not spit out the captions for me. I still have to write the captions, but it gave me the prompts to write the captions, as well as the timeline and ideas for my story, as well as visuals and what format it should be in. Because I said, I like short form, talking head, images, and carousels. I like Instagram. So AI is cool. It knows what the different format is for each thing, right? If you say LinkedIn, it's going to give you different verbiage for LinkedIn because LinkedIn is a different type of platform. You say TikTok, it's going to totally give you something different. I don't know. I've never tried it for TikTok. I don't use TikTok. We all know this. Okay. But detailed. Okay. You want to see that prompt again? Okay. Okay. Based on my story, so remember, I've copied and pasted content into AI and I've asked it to analyze for my brand, voice, mission, and values. It's given me that, okay? So then I'm saying, this should be a 2, sorry, 2. Okay, be as detailed as possible in your instructions. So based on my story, create a 30-day content plan that conveys my passion for what I do and the value I bring to the real estate community. This 30-day plan is intended to prime my audience and begin to build brand awareness. So I'm telling it exactly what my vision is, what I want it to come across as, but then I'm also telling it what the intent is. Okay, so what's your vision? What's the intent of your content? Okay, where are you currently at? Where are you trying to go? What sort of content do you like? How do you prefer to give content? Because most of you, like if you're trying to write an email campaign, this is a fantastic prompt you can do. and just re-script everything to be toward your real estate business after you've asked it these other questions. I'm a real estate agent, okay? And re-script it to be toward your real estate business. Please include suggestions for my personal page and my Facebook group, and understand that my main platform of reaching people is Instagram. So I wanted to know, like, I am active on all platforms, but I prefer Instagram. That's where I like to be. Therefore, I like this and this and this and this. Okay. My content calendar that I got from AI was amazing. Let me see if I can find it here. See if I can find it here. Uh-oh. There we are. 30 days of content. Okay. There it is. So it gave me all of this. It spit it out for me. There you go. I've got all my content ready. So now all I have to do is plug it into a calendar, right? Plug it into a calendar and voila. It's done. Okay. Now I'm not going to say it's completely done, because now I have to go and, now I'm like, okay, well, here's the caption. I've already got the captions written. I just got to find the image for it, right? And then I got to pass it over so it can get posted for me. But this is what it did for me, because I took the time to put a super detailed response. So like a listing, right? When you put a listing on the market and you take time to plan the details of all the marketing tactics that you're going to use, the pricing, how you're going to get the message out, the flyers you're going to order, the images, the drone, the Matterport, all the things. When you take time, it actually pays off for you in the end, right? The homes typically sell a little bit faster, at least in my experience. They sell faster, right? The more prep work I put up front, the faster it sells on the end, regardless of what the market's doing. So the same thing with AI. So take some time to do that. Okay. And then finally, my final tip is I want you to save your responses to use again later, because you're always going to have to train AI again. So when I say that, I want you to copy your responses. When you ask it this question, I'm a real estate agent, blah, 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 and it's going to give you 25 questions. I want you to put those 25 questions into a Word doc or a Google Doc, whatever works for you. And I want you to save them, because later on, you're going to have to go and start a new thread, because, the thing with ChatGPT or Gemini, whichever AI tool you use, it's not going to, if you want to have a separate chat for each platform. So I have one for email campaigns, I have one for Facebook, one for Instagram, but you're going to want the same prompts in each one, and it's not going to remember a different thread. So I want you to save those prompts, so that way you don't have to go back and do the work all over again, because I'm telling you to do a lot of work right now. I'm giving you a lot of homework, but I don't want you to do it multiple times. I don't want you to waste your time. I want you to do it one time, be systematic, save it, and then use that content again later. Okay. All right. We have some questions. Okay, Joy says, do you still prefer? Yeah, I prefer Gemini over ChatGPT, because I use Google Workspace. If you guys have ever seen my operational systems, I'm a huge Google fan, and Gemini integrates really well with everything. It integrates with spreadsheets, it integrates with documents, it integrates with everything. So I just prefer Gemini over ChatGPT. There's a couple of things like I don't love. There's some options that ChatGPT has that Gemini doesn't have, but whatever. Like I'm fine. I can make it work. All right. How many of you feel like you had some homework to do? How many of you, Monica, I'm more curious. Are you thinking maybe you want to try AI just to see how it could work for you?
I dabble in it, but I always feel like the response isn't something I would say. So being more detailed, like you just said, is going to help.
Yeah, because that's what I did at first. So at first I was like, oh, cool, let me just put in do this. And then I'm trying to go back and forth. And, I've done things like I actually had AI go and rewrite an entire email campaign for me. So if any of you are on my email drip campaign, I have had that rewritten by AI like 3 times. Because if you watch any of my previous trainings, you know that I'm super into the disc and understanding people really well. I'm a huge I like to understand people and communication styles. And more people in this world are a high S than they are high Ds. So if I am a high D and I am speaking D level all the time, all of you who are S's or have high S in your profile are going to be like, slow down, Lynea, slow down. So what I've done is I've actually gone back through, and that's great thing about Gemini that I love, if you have all of your emails in a Google Doc, Gemini, if you incorporate Gemini Workspace, you can ask it to analyze what's in there and summarize what's in there for you. And you can basically put in a prompt that says, please rewrite this document so that it speaks to people who have a high S in their DISC profile. And that's a cool thing. That's why I like it, because like now you can just basically rewrite a bunch of stuff in one click, but you've got to have practice doing that. Rima.
I kind of forgot what I was going to ask, but
sorry.
No. Did you share this Google document with us, the do's and don'ts?
I have not. I can go ahead and put your email address in the chat if you want it, and we'll email it to you.
Okay.
Andy, I hope you're on board to catch all the email addresses. If you want the PDF, just put your email in the Google Doc and we'll email it over to you.
Yeah. And I have done a lot of that with ChatGPT as well, and had it help me with creating my vision and mission statement, my elevator pitch. Mm-hmm. And I did have it go through I asked it, are you familiar with the DISC profiles? And based on what you know, can you help me write my elevator pitch to each of those profiles? And it's pretty cool. Once you do get it trained like that, it's pretty cool to go in there and have it address different audiences and different styles.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. It's the training part that a lot of us just want to forget. It's like, I like to look at it like, go to the gym, right? Everyone has an idea of what physical shape they want to be in. Usually everyone has an idea, but if you don't do the work and you don't do the training, you're not going to get that. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. So you got to train. You got to train it. So I love that. There was another question here in the chat too. Have you found ways to get it to use metaphor? What does that question mean, Zan?
Thanks. So what I found is storytelling is great. I love using metaphor. That's part of my unique voice. I mean, I study poetry, so it works. Uh-huh. Every time I've tried to get it to use metaphor or simile or to paint a picture, if you will, it just sounds like Dr. Seuss to me. So I don't know.
Yeah, I used to have that problem when I'd be like, hey, tell a story of blah, blah, blah. And they're like, once upon a time, there was a buyer and a seller, blah, 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 right? Is that what you're talking about?
Well, more so along the lines of I don't know. It will say, just cliche after cliche. I think that's kind of what I'm getting. And maybe that's just what I bring that's not AI. I can't think of one right now for some reason, but...
the thing is, and that's, I think you're kind of onto something when it's like, it's
cute as a button, it only drops cliches.
Yeah. And I mean, the thing is, the knowledge is limited. So it's like, when it comes to something like speaking in metaphor, I think that probably is a little bit more challenging. I have not figured out how to do that, but now I have a challenge, so I'm going to figure it out because I like to learn new things. So,
if I find anything, I'll tell you too, because that's something I've been working on myself.
Yeah. I almost wonder if do you have any examples of writing that you've done that's not AI?
Yeah, tons.
That has metaphors or cliche or similes in it.
Absolutely.
I wonder if you could try the prompt, the second prompt that I shared that was copy and paste content you already have and ask it to identify your writing style or your try that.
Yeah. Like a point. Yeah.
And then, then you can say, okay, based on this. So the thing is whenever you have a chat thread, you've got to kind of start the new thread with asking it to understand you. And then making sure it fully, when you agree with what AI tells you, then you could go ahead and say, okay, using what you know or using my writing style, help me create blah, 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 blah.
Right.
I love that. I wonder if that would work. Because I'm sure I don't really have any of those, so I can't try it. But I bet if you have those already that was not AI written, then you can probably train it to read like you or to read and write like you.
Right. Thank you.
Great question. Okay. Everybody. Oh, Jackie had a question. What AI platform are you using?
I'm using
ChatGPT.
I use Dolly too, but that's a whole nother can of worms.
Yeah. I had ChatGPT for a while. I don't know. I just like Google's products. So, but I mean, they're both great. They're both great.
Maybe try Gemini and see if it can catch your metaphor stuff.
Yeah, I mean, it's worth a shot.
Yeah, good idea. Maybe try a different one and see.
Thanks.
Good idea, Jackie. Look at that. Love that masterminding. Okay, everybody. Was this helpful for you all? Okay. So what I would love you to do is if you put your email in there, Andy's going to grab it. We'll make sure that you get the PDFs. I got to make sure it's all pretty first before I send it to you. So we'll make sure you get the PDF. And then if you guys have questions on this, just post them in the Facebook group. That would be awesome. And I hope this is helpful. And I will not see you for 2 weeks. I am going to be on the beach in Spain. So I'll see you in a few weeks.
Great goal. I want to go. You need an interpreter?
Yeah, sure. Come with us.
Vamos.
You're all welcome. You're all welcome. So I won't see you for a couple of weeks. I'm not sure who's going to be guest next week. I'm still trying to find one, but Wendy is going to be here on the 2nd of August, and she's going to be talking through Fellow. I know a lot of you may have probably heard it's kind of like a new thing that's hit the market. Wendy uses it, sees a lot of success in it, so she's going to come share what she does with it. And, every time Wendy shares something, you guys are going to be like, I want to try it too, because Wendy's just amazing. So, I will see you guys on whatever is after August 2nd, whatever is after that, August 9th. I'll see you on August 9th.
If you'd like more information or to get connected to the Agent Power Huddle, join our free Facebook group. This call was designed for the agents in our EXP organization, but open to any agent from any brokerage. If you're a guest and you're interested in learning more about EXP or our specific resources within the Agent Collective, reach out to the person who invited you to this call to get more info. Produced by the Agent Collective Media Network.